Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I just wanted to give a bit of an update. I mean, as most of you probably would have seen if you follow me on Facebook, I got given the all clear today from the initial diagnosis of level 4 malignant invasive melanoma cancer. Now, isn't that a mouthful? Anyhow, look, I just wanted to give a quick vid. First of all, to say thank you to every one of my subscribers and viewers and fans out there who have really stood by me in this difficult time. I've certainly had a lot of support. It's amazing the amount of people out there who actually email you and offer, just words of comfort, but also financial help if you need it, and all sorts of things. It's amazing. Thankfully, I hadn't had to take anyone up on any of those sort of offers. But I do sincerely thank you for those offers in the first place. Also amazing too, guys, I mean the amount of firearm companies that have found out my situation and offered the same support, so big thanks to them. You guys know who you are. So the reason for doing this video is just basically to give a bit of awareness about malignant melanoma cancer. So I want people to go out there and get tests and be more aware about it. It's not a video designed to say, look at poor me, I want sympathy or anything like that. Hey, I'm definitely celebrating because I'm in the clear, but I want to make sure that you guys out there, and girls obviously, go out, get yourself tested. If there's anything on your skin that you're not too sure about, definitely do it. So to give you a bit of a background, on my situation in particular, about a month ago I got some skin cancer treatment done. Just a few minor things here and there. And there was this cyst that was under a mole on my right, it's like hip, just behind there. Now I'd had that there for about 5 or 6 years. So I'd seen 2 specialists before and they looked at it and said, oh look, it just looks like a benign cyst, nothing to worry about there. And then on top of it, I just thought, well, it is rubbing in that beltline area. I do want to do something about it. So I said to a skin cancer specialist I saw down in Brisbane, I thought, well, I want to get that removed. So she agreed and said, look, we can remove it for you. And she even didn't think there was anything wrong with it. So it got taken out. Then a week later, it was like my whole world came crashing down. I mean, I got told that I have level 4 malignant invasive melanoma cancer. I mean, the words honestly still echo in my head of being told that, because it just was like all of a sudden everything in your world just comes to a grinding halt and you're on a completely different playing field about what your future holds for you. Now, if any of you are watching this video who have been diagnosed with melanoma, I really hope that I can provide some words of comfort or some tips to you on how to deal with it from my own experience. Now once that happened, I thought, well, surely there's got to be some positive. The first thing I said to the doc was, but doc, level 4 is pretty good, isn't it? That'd be the lower grade. She turned around and said, well, no, it's not, it's the highest, it's the worst you can get. So my attempt to try to cling on to some hope, failed considerably in that situation. So then I said, well, surely it must be okay because it's been taken out of me now. And then again she turned around and really deflated me and said, look, I wish it was, but there's a good chance that this cancer has spread into your lymph node in your groin, and you'd need to have chemotherapy if that's the case. And there is a chance, a 50-50 chance of survival. So I just thought, how can this be? I'm in my 30s, how can this be? So what happened then is I then got referred to an actual cancer specialist, and because I live rural, I mean it's an hour, just over an hour to drive down to Brisbane, but I still made the trip naturally because it was quite significant and serious, this cancer. So what happened was I had to get margins then taken from around the already taken cancer, that site. So normally they do about a 1 centimetre margin. In my case, the cancer specialist said that he'd like to take a 2 centimetre margin, so that's both sides. So you've got about probably between 4 and 5 centimetre cut in width, and in length we're about 18 to 20 centimetres. So that was a fair chunk, taken out of the back of my lower back region there. So quite considerable pain I've been through, and look guys, as I'm doing this video right now, I'm still healing. You know, it's a hell of a wound, so to speak. Then basically what happens is that then goes off for pathology, and then it gets tested. Thankfully I got the news just this afternoon that hey, I'm all clear. There was no evidence of any melanoma or any cancer in all that flesh, so to speak, that was taken. Now the thing that I'd like to give a bit of advice, and look, take it with a grain of salt guys, because I'm not a medical practitioner. I don't have any qualifications in the medical field as such. But when you get diagnosed with this, there's a couple of really important things to look at. Number one, have a look at the pathology result, and your original specialist or doctor will have a copy of that. Make sure you understand what level you're at. As I say, it's 1 to 4, and 4 is the worst. Okay, so you can have different levels. Also, don't get it confused with what stage you're at as well. That's completely different. Now, I was at stage 2A, which was pretty much smack bang in the middle. It's basically where there's no real evidence of a spread. However, there's still possibility that may occur or may have happened. So that was the confusion I first had. I really thought when they said, you know, you're level 4, I thought, what that means, the worst of the worst. And then I came home, had a look on the internet, and confused it with stage 4, which stage 4 means, you know, your body is pretty much riddled with it. You know, liver, brain, that sort of thing can be affected. So obviously I hit the panic button a fair bit, and I really thought that was the end of my life. You know, I went and had my will changed and updated. You know, I went through a terrible shock. I couldn't feel my hands for about 24 hours. After that, I remember getting a really heightened sense of smell, taste, hearing. Just, it was like my body was trying to absorb life, if that makes sense. In the initial stage too, like that night guys, I mean look, I'll share it with you, I've got no qualms in doing that. I woke up sort of about 3-4 a.m. and I was just a mess, and I had to turn the light on because I was afraid to just lie in the dark and everything. It was just like the Grim Reaper was on your shoulder. You know, it was just terrible. Like the mind games that your mind plays on you is just terrible in those circumstances. But my advice with it is make sure you have a look at the pathology result. Understand that they measure the melanoma in what they call a Breslow thickness. Now my Breslow thickness was 4 millimeters, which was extremely bad, I was told. However, it wasn't ulcerated, which was good, and there was no lymphovascular invasion from the initial amount they took out. And then on top of that, there was no evidence of any microsatellites. So there was some positivity in it. However, because of the Breslow thickness being 4 millimeters and being a level 4 melanoma, there was a strong possibility that it may spread or have spread. So that was where the problem was. So guys, look, basically it's a hell of a thing to go through. But if you get your head around those sort of things and understand what stage you're at and what level the melanoma is, look, there's a good chance of survival with a lot of it. Even if you go through chemo and so forth, I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people now about this, and I've met a lot of people who have had chemo and had survived melanoma cancer. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. It will certainly feel like that at first. I mean, you'll think about your family without you. You know, hell, I even thought about my dog being without me. How's he going to survive and things like that. These are sort of crazy things you think about. But the big thing that I thought about, guys, and I'll be honest with you, is that I hadn't taken these reviews where I want them to go. I want to make such a change here in Australia by putting out the positive message and changing legislation and everything that I can do with your support and your help, because knowledge is power, and with that power we can change things in a positive light. And that's what I intend to do with this, with these Aussie reviews anyway. So look guys, I won't go on about it. It's amazing the feeling I've got at the moment. I think there's a little bit of you know, adrenaline dump because the last month has just been absolute hell for me. But thank you very much for your support, and thank you to obviously, you know, my family, you know, close friends and people like that who really were there for me when I needed them. So it's a terrible experience. If you are going through this, or you do go through it in the future, please feel free to email me or drop me a message on Facebook on the Ozzie Reviews page, and I will try to give you as much support and advice that I possibly can from my own experiences. Anyhow guys, look, very happy with everything, and I can assure you I cannot wait to get back out there and get into the reviews. So look out for them, because I'll be coming to a computer screen near you very soon. Alright guys, take care of one another, and we'll catch you next time.